Hi guys, thanks for checking out another cooking with me video. Now, in the previous video, I showed you guys how to debone the chicken breast. So I'm going to link that video in the description for you guys to see how to debone the chicken breast. After I debone the chicken breast, I cut it in half and I put it in a Ziploc bag with a small cast iron skillet, and I want the breast to be a little thinner. I don't want them too thick. That's about the thickness I want the breast. Now, while I'm doing this, while I'm patting my breast, pounding my breast out, cutting my breasts up, I have preheated my skillet on a medium-high heat. I'm going to start my rice, but I just want to tell y'all right now, prep your skillet on a medium-high heat. If you can't do this pretty fast, maybe a medium-low. But prep your skillet now so that it'll be ready when you get ready to cook your rice and then cook your meat. So I'm just cutting chicken in strips against the natural grain of the chicken to make it more tender. Now once I do that, I'm going to marinate that in lime juice, season it to your taste with cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, pink Himalayan sea salt, black pepper, all of that. So now you see I have preheated my skillet. That's what I want to show you guys. Now I'm going to start on my peppers. I love red, yellow, and orange peppers. If you only like the green ones, cut up the green ones. If you don't like peppers, don't use peppers. So I'm going to cut up my peppers and I'm going to cut up my onion. And the way I slice my peppers, I slice them kind of medium, schmedium. I would say that. Because they're not too small and they're not quite medium. So I slice them schmedium. And we love bell peppers. So if you don't like very many peppers and onions, just use the amount you like. It's your food. I'm not going to come over there. I'm not going to taste your food. So do whatever you like. If you don't like onions, don't add onions. So I slice my onions pretty thin. I like my onions very soft. So I sliced this pretty thin. Now you could do all of this ahead of time, but with my life, I had to do it when it was time to cook. So now I'm going to dice these onions. Remember, my skillet is already preheating, so you want your skillet to be waiting for you. You don't want to wait for your skillet. So I like to organize my stuff, put everything where it goes so that it's easy. Once I start cooking, everything is where I need it to be. Now back to my skillet. Checking to see if my skillet grease is ready. This is the sound you want to hear when you put something in a skillet. Even if you don't know how to cook, when you hear that sound, you're cooking. It don't matter. As long as you hear that sound, you cooking. So I just like to saute my onions for a little while. I'm going to saute my onions just until they are translucent. That's why I got y'all all the way in the skillet, so you can see what I'm talking about. Even if I don't explain it well, you can see what I'm talking about. That's why I like to bring you guys into the skillet. Now you see my onions have softened. So they're not yet translucent, but they're softened. So I'm going to put about 2.5 cups of rice. I added a little bit more oil. I don't know if you guys saw that. And I'm going to add 2.5 cups of rice. That was the half a cup of rice. And I'm going to let that cook till the onions almost disappear. As you can see, the onions have almost disappeared into the rice. Okay. I hope you guys can see how the rice is turning brown. Now, when you are cooking,
you want a nice toasty
rice
color to your rice,
so
and you can smell it.
Cup of rice, there's 2 cups of liquid. So if you use chicken stock, if you use tomato sauce, if you use whatever liquid you use, water, it's 2 to 1. So when I added my tomato sauce, my water, chicken stock, it equals 2 to 1 ratio. That's chicken stock on top, and I just added about a tablespoon of tomato paste just to deepen the flavor of the rice. But I use powdered chicken stock, so that's what you see me breaking up at the top, the powdered chicken stock. I mean chicken bouillon, not chicken stock, chicken bouillon. Now, I added salt and pepper, a little garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic if you want, but I added garlic powder, covered it, let it cook on low for 20 minutes. And then after the timer went off for 20 minutes, I still let it sit covered for an additional 5 minutes. And this is how my rice comes out all the time. I love my rice to be nice, moist, and fluffy. Okay, as you can see, my cast iron skillet is starting to smoke a little bit because I like to preheat my cast iron. I'm going to put maybe about a tablespoon or so of oil in the skillet. Bell peppers. Now you cooking. You cooking now. You hear that sound? You cooking now. Even if you can't cook, when you hear that sound, you cooking. It don't matter what nobody say. When you hear that sound, you cooking. I added a little black pepper, a little pink Himalayan sea salt. I like to season my food in layers. So I'm gonna let my peppers cook down just until they are just about tender. Not quite. I still want them firm. Then I add my onion. And I'm going to season my onion with a little bell pepper. I mean, not with a little bell pepper, with a little black pepper and Himalayan sea salt as well. So I like to season my food in layers. Now I'm going to cook those until my onions are soft. I don't know what I did with that footage. I don't know. But anyway, I took the onions and peppers out and I started cooking my chicken. As you can see, my chicken is very moist, very juicy, and I'm just letting them brown. I just want a little color on them. And you do this in phases. Don't crowd your skillet with too much chicken. You do this in phases. So I had to do this in about maybe 3 or 4 phases for the amount of chicken that I had to cook. I like to let my chicken brown. As you can see, my skillet is not burnt at the bottom because I didn't cook it too high. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.